Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back, and it is now time for part 5 of my makeup collection series that we're doing here on my channel for 2020. I'm keeping you company and going through my makeup collection with you guys, and it's a lot. So strap in, this is about to be another long video. I am gonna go through this side of my collection. We're gonna go through my MAC pigments, my MAC single eyeshadows. We're gonna go through my smaller palettes, some larger type palettes, and some other accoutrements. So if you're interested in seeing part 4 of my makeup collection, then stay tuned and I will talk to you soon. So this is an Alex 6-drawer unit, and it's wider than the typical 5-drawer unit from Alex or even the 9-drawer unit. Those are very narrow drawer styles. This one is a wider unit, and it also has wheels on the bottom so you can move it around as needed. And there are 3 more shallow drawers at the top, and then the lower 3 drawers are deeper so you can store wider compacts or taller compacts in those drawers. I decorated my drawers with some labels from Michaels. These are just chalkboard labels that you can write whatever you want on them, and I just use them to indicate what products are in the drawers. So let's start out with the top drawer, and you have probably seen this before if you have seen my MAC makeup collection. I did a stash series where I showcased my MAC products, so I will leave that link so you can check it out. But here are my MAC pigments, and I have them kind of color coordinated. I have the neutral ones on this side going from lighter to darker shades, and then I have my cooler tone pinks, my warmer tone pinks, my yellows, greens, teals, purples, blues, and so on. And you'll see that I have the original larger size jars closer to the back of the drawer, and then I have the smaller ones in the front. Now the original ones have the flat top, so they're easy to just store standing up, and you can see the shade names, you can see the labels, you can see all the colors. But the smaller ones have more of a dome top, so they don't lay flat as easily. They kind of wobble around, so I just stack them in the front so they lean against the original jars. But I have some great throwbacks here, and I love them. Like this one, the polished ivory. This is my ultimate favorite, like ivory shade. It reminds me of Blanc type, but with a little bit more warmth to it. I have the electric pigment, so this is red electric. Gorgeous. This one is magenta madness, neo orange, rocket yellow, green space. And of course I have the original teal pigment. I know when they changed these over to the newer jars, people are like, oh, teal has changed, and I have the original, so I absolutely love it. And then I also have the stacks that they used to release for certain limited edition collections or even for holiday. So like this one is one of the crushed metallic metal pigments. I even have the boxes that these would come in, so there would be 4 in the box, so in sets of 2s. This one is the Surf the Ocean box. And one thing I'll note with these drawers, they don't pull all the way out once you assemble them the way they're intended to be assembled. But what I did was actually remove the screw that holds the little slider in place, so I can actually pull my drawer all the way out. So I have the boxes in the back that the stacks came in. So this is the crushed metal pigment stack, and they have 4 of the jars in here in sets of 2. So this is the Serve the Ocean box. I don't know why I kept the box. I'd kept the pigments in the boxes for the longest, but I don't know, I just kept them in the back. Then I also have my Mehron Pigments. So these are the metallic powders. So I have copper, this one is silver, this is bronze, and then of course gold. And then I also have their Spellbinder shadows. I collected all of these. So these were the little magnetic pigment pots. You could use a magnet to move these around, and I just have all of these saved up over here. These are so much fun though. Like, look at that. It maintains the shape even if you use it. So this one was retrograde. Should we swatch one of these? Oh my god, like, look at that. That's so pretty. This one is Blue Karma. Wow. Aren't those pretty? This one is Mysterious Influence. These remind me of magnetic nail polishes that you would run the magnet over and they would create that little design on your nails. But these have a black base, and then they have that color pigment to them. Really gorgeous. And then on this side I have my Makeup Forever pigments. So they had released pure pigments, which were just literally what the name says, pure pigments. So this is like the green shade, and they said that these should be mixed with some kind of filler, so like talc or something to thin them out, but I just use them as they are, like pure pigments. But you would get staining, so you'd have to make sure that you really primed your eyes well. But these are so gorgeous. So we have the orange, the pink, and then they released their star powders, which were the pigments with more filler materials, and these also had mica, so they were shimmery. The pure pigments were completely matte. So like this red shade, oh my god, these pigments are stunning. And then they also had like the metallic ones. So this one was a metal powder, and it's just a beautiful like chrome gold. Let me see if I can swatch this. Oh my god. So these are kind of creating a mess, but do you see that gold pigment? Oh my god. And then I also have the loose pigments from Sugar Pill. So I don't know if they still have these jars, but this was the original design. So this is Asylum, which is a red one. We have Lumi that a lot of people talk about. A lot of people know about this one. This is like a duochrome pigment. Royal Sugar, which was my favorite. And then they'd released these sparkling neon pigments. So these ones had glitter in them. These ones were a little bit more difficult to work with because they didn't want to stick to the eyes. So you had to be very particular with these. But that one's High Whiz. This one is Supercharged. This is Love Buzz. And this one is Sparkage, which I think was named after X Sparkage, because I know that X Sparkage, Alicia here on YouTube, and the owner of Sugar Pill, Amy, are pretty close. So these were those pigments. I don't think they went over well, so they discontinued those pretty quickly. But I have the regular shade, so Goldilocks. I don't know which one of these are still available anymore. This is Birthday Girl. But this drawer just has the majority of my loose pigments. Now moving on. This drawer has my MAC single eyeshadow pans. Again, I removed the screws from this drawer, so it kind of pulls all the way out, but you have to be careful because it is wobbly, because of course the screws are meant to stabilize it and hold it in place. But I have all my MAC eyeshadow pots in this drawer. So I have a full collection, or had a full collection, of the permanent shades, as well as some of the limited edition shades that came out. And I have also the Pro Pans in these palettes. And I did a full swatch video of all my MAC eyeshadows, so you can check that out if you want to see that. But yeah, this is my MAC eyeshadow drawer, and I have a couple of my pencil organizers from the Container Store that I can keep some of these on, so I can lift them out of the drawers easily. Instead of stacking them on top of each other and then having to rummage through the drawer, I can just remove the little organizer easily. And let's see, do you guys recognize any of these? So this one was from the Surf Baby collection. Do you guys remember this? This shade is Saffron, so it had a little surfboard on it. This one, I forget which collection this was, but I loved getting like the special edition ones with the different color packaging. Like this one from MAC and Chris Chang. Like, look how pretty this packaging is, right? Here is one of them from the Villains collection. So this one is Vainglorious, and it had, who is this, from Sleeping Beauty? Is this Sleeping Beauty or Snow White? This evil queen, I don't remember. I don't know those fairy tales like that. Then I remember this one too. They did another white packaging with the flowers on it. I don't remember which one this is. Was it the Birds and Berries collection? It was something like that. This is also another tray from the Container Store. So again, it just has the eyeshadows in here that I can move around. And this guy has some of the Extra Dimension eyeshadows. So I collected like most of these shades, I do believe. I remember when they did this collection with the bubbles on it, so you could actually feel the texture of these. Love these so much. So I have a bunch of those. I also have the Dazzle Shadows. Oh my god. I love my MAC shadows. I love the MAC collections. I think they were so fun. MAC was doing it back in the day. Do you guys remember this one too? This one is a color drenched pigments. I love these because look at the packaging first of all. Like, what? MAC? This was so gorgeous. And then these were like really pigmented eyeshadows. Come on! MAC was really doing it. I really love some of their eyeshadows. I still love them to this day. I just haven't really shopped from them recently. I just got tired of, oh my god, this yellow is fantastic. I just got tired of collecting the different limited editions. Like every week it was something else, so I just gave up on collecting MAC. But I still have fond memories and I still love them. So this is my MAC single eyeshadow drawer. Let's move on to the next drawer, which has single eyeshadows, and again the screws aren't attached, so I can pull that all the way out. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see the drawer. Okay, so in this drawer I have organizers. So even though these are single eyeshadows, I just don't have them scattered all around. These little organizers are from the Container Store, and they're meant to store nail polish. So it actually has like little divots and cutouts at the side, so there are little circles here, and you were meant to like stash your nail polish in these. That wasn't gonna work for me, so I use them for my eyeshadows, and they work pretty well at stacking all the single eyeshadows so they don't move around in the drawer. And I love how these just fit perfectly and they're easy for organizing all these eyeshadows. So I have my Tarte eyeshadows, the single eyeshadows over here. So these are their Tartus metallic eyeshadows, and I think this is the new packaging, right? So this is the shade Shakedown. These are removable, so you can take them out of the little pots. But these are gorgeous. I love them, and I think I collected the majority of the shades, if not all the shades. I don't know if they have more now, but these are really nice eyeshadows because they're super creamy, super buttery. They apply really well. They have more of that silicone feeling. They're not dry at all. So I absolutely love them. And they had released them in this packaging before. I don't know if this is the newer style or the older style. I think this is the older style. So these were the originals. This one is Dark Seas. Stunning, right? Tarte has beautiful single eyeshadows. Their palettes, some of them are really nice, but some of them are hit or miss. And I haven't bought a Tarte eyeshadow palette in a while. I'll show you the last one I purchased when we go through the palette drawer, but I don't really collect their palettes anymore because I find that the color stories aren't really fun. They're not really my style. They're really light and ashy, so I just like stayed away from them. But they fit so perfectly in these organizers. So these are all the Tartus metallic eyeshadows, and then I have some L'Oreal singles. Here's the thing, I spent about 2 minutes trying to open one of these compacts and broke my freaking nail trying to do it. But anyway, this shade, it doesn't have a name on it, does it? Is that the name right there? Madison Avenue? Oh, that's cute. Matte, as in matte eyeshadow. Madison Avenue. Even though this took me 2 minutes to open, I still wanted to show you guys the shade because this is so pretty. It's such a beautiful chocolatey brown. Look at that brown. Isn't that a sexy brown? Oh my god, that's so pretty. This would make an amazing like chocolatey one shadow look. Oh my god, just poison him. This one, oh my god. So these have a different texture. They're not, again, like a powdery finish. They feel like a cream. Look at that terracotta. What is this called? Acro Matte. Oh my god, that's cute. You see the name? They did a play on words. Oh my god, L'Oreal, you over there being punny and cute? Acro Matte. But look at that. Fudge, like, what? And this one is Matte Chill. Let me find out. We are sleeping on L'Oreal and their creamy eyeshadow. Okay, that one has, okay, I had to swatch on my finger. But that one is like an ivory and I mixed that. Shut up. The point is, okay, look, these are so, oh my god. Now I'm invested. Now, as excited as I am about these L'Oreal eyeshadows, the Urban Decay eyeshadows behind here are even more fun. These are the deluxe eyeshadows from Urban Decay. So if you are an original Urban Decay lover, you would remember their Deluxe Shadow Box, I think it was called. I was mostly right. So this is the Deluxe Shadow Box, right? So it had the little applicators, the primer potion, and then these deluxe eyeshadows in there. And it had this little mesh at the front, like actually moved. Oh my god, I loved this palette. I got rid of the palette, but I did get the eyeshadows when they released them. Oh, what the hell? They released them as singles. This is old as dirt, so I can understand if it wants to pop off. But these are the singles from the palette. So this is the shade Ransom. And this is so old, but come on, I am never getting rid of these. Look how fun. This one is Scratch. I think this was, oh, like I didn't even touch it. This was, because I had the palette, so I didn't need to use these. This is when the collector in me was going strong. This one is Peace. This is the blue one. I'm not even gonna touch this. Look, oh my god, y'all remember these? This is the dark blue one, Adore. Right? Look, okay, let me touch this one since it was touched already. These are so fun, guys. Okay, that is doing nothing, but look at, oh, this one is Shag. Urban Decay used to be hella fun, man. What happened? I mean, I think they can still come back because they were so like the it brand. They were the edgy brand, and I think they can still hit. I mean, okay, the owner is a little bit older now, so maybe not. Maybe the brand has matured with her, which makes sense, you know. But I wish they would do like a throwback collection, like give us signature like vintage Urban Decay. They were hitting. All right, this little neon guy is from Stila. It was one of their color pigments. So this was like a rainbow eyeshadow. So it had like, okay, I messed it up, but it had like different colors in here. You can probably see it, the yellow, the dark blue, and then the teal, and then you'd mix it together and get a really ugly color. I only kept one of these because I had the other shades. Now I think I had another shade, but I got rid of it and just kept one for collection reasons, just to have one, you know. And then back here I have Smashbox Eyeshadows. So Smashbox used to have single eyeshadows. I think they still do. I don't remember if this is new or what. So these are the Photo Op eyeshadows. I think these are new. So these are their matte eyeshadow pans, and like look at that color. The single eyeshadows I feel like from brands are better than their palettes. This one is Hang, because the first crease color that I fell in love with was from Smashbox. It was the shade Nude. If you remember me, here it is, Nude from back in the day. This was what I used to blend out my crease because it was just my perfect crease color. It seems a little bit deeper now in this new formulation, but I have like 4 of the just nudie brown eyeshadows over there because I wanted to try the new shades out, and those are actually pretty nice. Then I have my cream color bases from Makeup Forever. So I never did get the palette of the artist palette with the cream colors. I never got that, but I did get the individual shades. And these come in their little pans and they smell like crayon right now. I should get rid of these because they definitely smell like Play-Doh, like Crayola crayons. So I'll just keep like 2 of them for like memory's sake, but get rid of the rest. So yeah, a little declutter is gonna happen right now. And the thing is, they're still creamy because this is like the gray one. So they haven't dried out or anything, and I remember them creasing on me a lot. So it's not like they're dried out. They just have changed in smell, so I know they're expired. This one actually doesn't smell at all, so I'm gonna keep this one. And then I'll just go through the rest and get rid of whichever ones smell awful. Then we have my Sugar Pill single eyeshadows. So I don't know if they still have all these shades. I know this one, for instance, was a special edition, like a limited edition one. This is Pumpkin Spice, and I got it when it came out the second time. It was limited edition, it sold out, and people are going crazy about it, so they did bring it back, and I managed to pick it up on the second go around, and it's so stunning. Like, look, ooh, child. Then I have like regular shades from them. So this is the matte black one in Bulletproof. I think this one, yeah, this one was limited edition. It was in collaboration with Kimchi, and Kimchi is a drag queen, I do believe, and that is a stunning color. Sugar Pill does great eyeshadows, and I really wish they had taken off because they had such great products. It just took forever for them to restock and like come out with new shades, so they kind of fell off when other indie brands kind of stepped on the scene and took over and actually was producing products more readily and doing limited edition releases and being more quick with their releases. Like, they were on it. So those are from Sugar Pill. And then over here I have my Ardency In eyeshadows. I want to show you guys these. So Ardency In was from Vincent James, a makeup artist. He runs the makeup shows and he had his own brand for a while, Ardency In. And people might remember their eyeliners. I think Jaclyn Hill went crazy over their black eyeliner, but I really loved their eyeshadows. So this one is Peacock. It was so sad when they went under, but like, look at that single eyeshadow. Their prices were, they didn't have prices that made you want to try the brand. So of course nobody really went crazy, but I knew James Vincent just from going to the makeup show so often that I knew he was gonna have stellar makeup. So this is the shade Royal. Like, look at that purple. Right? Let me show you more up close these shadows. This is the shade Hell. Is that what it said? Hell? Yeah, Hell. That's a beautiful. Oh, look. I love these kinds of deep bronzy taupes. I love those. I don't wear them as much as I thought like I would. Look at Kimchi though. I don't wear these as much as I think I would, but you know, it is what it is. They also had like bright neon ones. So this one is Tangerine. It's such a beautiful tangerine orange and it blends so smoothly. I'm just sad this brand went under, but they had some really great products. Oh my god, I have to show you guys this one. So I'm going through the Makeup Forever cream colors and look what happened to this one. It got like little fuzzies on it. What the hell? But this is what happens to like cream and liquid products. They go bad. You get, oh god. It doesn't even smell bad. It's just like, what is that? So thought I'd show you that. Alright, so in this divider I also have my older style Urban Decay eyeshadows. So I kept quite a few of them in this older packaging. Do you guys remember when they came in these little pots? How cute are these? Oh my god. So this is Electric, which is just a signature Urban Decay shade. We used to do these light blues back in the day. What happened? I don't see as many of these, but look, like the packaging was so fun. Then they had the lighter gray one. So this is Stray Dog, but this was still their older style packaging. This nail is just done for. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take that off and fix it at a later time. Don't mind this nail now throughout the rest of the video, okay? So this is Stray Dog. I'm gonna hide it. So this is really pretty. I told you I loved like these taupes. So they also had an older style packaging and I had picked up one of the shades. So this is Plaque, and again, old style Urban Decay, and you actually had to unscrew it. If I could get it open. I'm not breaking another nail. I can see why they got rid of this packaging because that was a headache to open. So this is like almost a decade old, right? And it's still hitting. Like, look at that. Isn't that still pretty? Wow. I have one little Surat eyeshadow. Oh, it's so cute. This is the shade Braun Noir and I thought it was so cute. It's a slide up packaging. So you're meant to pop these, and look at this ugly nail. You're meant to pop these in their palettes that are specially designed for them. That was a stunning shade. I never got the palette because I only liked one shade. So I was like, why am I getting a palette when I'm not gonna even fill it in with anything else? But like, look at that shade. That's stunning, right? Really pretty. Then I have some Prismatic Shadows from NYX Cosmetics. These were in the little bow packaging. Really cute. This shade is Liquid Gold and it's really metallic and beautiful. Yes. I also have this little eyeshadow from Two Cosmetics. I remember they had reached out to me and they had sent me some of their products. So what this brand was all about is that if you bought one product, they would donate another product to women's shelters. I don't know what happened to them, but they are no longer in business and I just kept one of their single eyeshadows. Alright, let's speed this up a bit because I think I have quite a few left to go through. Alright, I had to fix my nail. I couldn't stand it any further. But let's run through the rest of these because I think we're going a little bit too slow because we have quite a few more things to go through. So in the front of this organizer, I have my Sephora single eyeshadows. These are before they did the re-release with the smaller eyeshadow pans. So now they have the little round pans and you can pop these out. Before they had these larger style pans, you could still pop these out, I think. Didn't these have a removable thing? Yeah, you could still pop these out, but they were in larger pans and they were more expensive as well. But I had picked up quite a few of these when they had their sale, when they were getting rid of them, like discontinuing them. And these are actually pretty good. I do like the single pans from Sephora, whether it was the old collection or the new collection. I just think they had great eyeshadows. So I have mattes and I have shimmers here. On this side, I have more of the L'Oreal eyeshadows. Why did I separate them? I think they didn't fit, right? Okay, so I have more of those matte creamy eyeshadows. Again, I got most of the neutral shades because these are so good. Even though no one really talks about them, that's a repeat shade. Is this also a repeat shade? Yeah, those two are the same as over there. These are different. These are repeat shades. I also have these quads from Decay. I got these because of Makeup Struggles. She had spoken about these. She'd swatched them too, and these are really beautiful shimmer metallics. And they're like $5 maybe maximum for the palettes. And I really loved these, so I grabbed all of them, and then I realized they have parabens in them. And I know a lot of people are like, parabens are great preservatives, they've been used for decades, you know, there's no real proof that they're damaging to the skin. Here's the thing, I used to be able to use products with parabens in them. Now I can't because I have developed a sensitivity. So don't come at me about how parabens don't cause cancer. I don't care about all that. What I'm saying to you is parabens, anything with parabens in them, they make my eyes burn like crazy. I even had to stop using my makeup cleanser, like my spot cleaner from Cinema Secrets, because that has parabens in it. When I would spot clean my brushes and then use the brushes, my eyes would burn, and I mean burn for days, and I couldn't understand why. And it's because of parabens. So I haven't been able to use these, but they just look so fun in this little container that I don't want to get rid of them. So I'm leaving them there for now. It is what it is. I also have my Catrice liquid metal eyeshadows back here. So I picked these up. They're available in Ulta, right? These are a little bit dried out now that I'm feeling them. I'm like, hold up, why are they so dry? They used to be creamy. I don't know, because they're liquid metal. But the liquid part kind of dried out. But anyway, those are really fun too. And then I have some more eyeshadows from L'Oreal. These are the Infallible Paints, the metallics. So these, see, now that's what I'm saying. L'Oreal, that still feels creamy. Another taupe, you know I love a taupe. These still feel creamy. The Catrice ones are like, what the hell? Maybe I do need to declutter these and get rid of... Maybe I do. I probably need to get rid of the Decay ones and also those Catrice ones. Let me think about it. You might see, I might do that, and then you'll see a different version of this drawer as I go through it. So over here you have two more Catrice eyeshadows, but then I have my NARS duos. This one is Kawaii, and I have all of them over here. Now the thing I don't like about the NARS duos is that you can't see through the packaging, but these are really fun. This one is Jolie Poppy. I can't pronounce none of these. I should stop while I'm ahead because these are all in French. But the NARS duos are really fun. I don't know if they still, I think they still do these duos, right? Or do they have new packaging? They get really sticky. Like this one, Balthazar, is extremely sticky right now. But I have, like I said, my duos here. Someone told me that there was a tip on how to make them not sticky by using like loose powder or something. Y'all are gonna have to point out the actual article so I can follow along, or a tutorial or something, because I don't know what to do, alright? And then behind that I have my e.l.f. duos, which I love, and then the new e.l.f. quads. So I have 4 of them. I already did a haul with these. And then back here I kept some of the old style Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I did a full swatch video of these. No, was it of these? No, this was before. So these are like 2 formulations removed. So I did a full swatch video of the formulation crafted this one because I collected a lot of these and I kept these original ones. So they used to have them in the round pans and they fit in these artist palettes, which I love these little artist palettes, right? So I'd kept a few of them in this packaging, and then I'd gotten the full collection of the other formulation and did a swatch video on those, and then they redid the formulation again and put them in little rectangular pans. I haven't collected too many of those, but yeah. I also have a Guerlain Duo. This one is 2 Rock. Now I had about 6 of these and I decluttered them because there was no sense in keeping them. They were dried out, but this one with this silvery, like gunmetal, blacky, smoky, listen, here it is so you can get a better idea of it. I kept it for that shade because this is beautiful. Plus, I want to have a memory, so I'm keeping my little duo from Guerlain. Then I have my Gucci duos. So this one, for instance, is Peacock. This had the purple and the blue duo. Oh my god, pretty. This one is Sunset with like that copper shade and that cranberry. And this one is Malachite with the green and the darker blue. And then I have one of the quads in Tuscan Storm, which is just a beautiful neutral. I have not checked for Gucci after the initial release, so I don't know what's going on. Kat Von D also had these single eyeshadows. I kept this one. It's the shade Stockholm. I don't know if I like that, because isn't there a Stockholm Syndrome? Isn't that where the woman fell in love with her captor in a bank robbery? Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah, I'm right. So these are 2 trios from the collab collection from Sally Beauty. So I have, this one is Glam Squad, which is just a beautiful trio of neutral shades. This is also a trio. Why do I have 2? No, one is lighter. Okay, and then this one is Meet Up. So this brand is a collaboration between different influencers and Sally Beauty. Like, they came together and created a whole collection of products. So yeah, that's from that. So that's this drawer, and I'm gonna go ahead now and declutter some of these because I think we can get rid of some of the products that have kind of dried out that I'm not using anyway. So let's sort. So what I actually did was I popped out a couple of the shades from the Decay palettes that I really liked. So I'm getting rid of 3 of them and keeping, you'd think I'd keep the blue, right? But the blue isn't really that nice. So I'm keeping like this dark green shade. Even though I have like an allergic reaction, sometimes I'll suffer through it. And that green I'll suffer for. And that purple too. This purple is actually really nice as well. So I pop those out, and then I'm keeping these 2 palettes as well. Okay, so I thinned out this drawer a bit and we can move on to the next one. So I have my Viseart eyeshadow palettes here. These are all the 12 pans. So this is the Cool Mattes version 2. This is the Neutral Mattes. This is Paris Muse, Editorial Brights, Boheme Dream, Dark Mattes, Bijou Royale, Bridal Satin, Neutral Mattes Milieu, Warm Mattes, Cool Mattes version 1, Sultry Muse. This is the eyebrow palette, and these are the 3 blush palettes. Now I have swatches on all these palettes, so you can just look through my channel if you want swatches. And I even did a ranking video, so I will link those videos in the cards as well as down below. Well, actually, where's the card? Over here. So I'll link it in the eye. Look at this throwback, guys. I have the Barbie Love Stila palette. This is such a freaking throwback. Do you guys remember this? Everybody went crazy over this. Like, people were like, oh, where is it? Now, this palette was a palette that was existing in Stila's collection, and they re-released it with these little trios. but I got it because the memories. Oh my god, this was so fun. But yeah, Stila was fun back in the day. I don't know what happened. So this is from the Estee Edit. This was the little sister brand or the little daughter brand of Estee Lauder. They were trying to hit on like the younger crowd, and they developed the Estee Edit. It didn't last long. It didn't do well at all, but they sent me this, and this is a duo palette. It's magnetized so you can separate the two, and they have the eyeshadow palette, which has like really beautiful smoky shades. And then this side is a highlighter bronzer side. Actually, this was kind of nice. I don't know like why no one cared about it. Maybe the marketing wasn't that great, but I have those in the back. And if you were curious, these little dividers, should I pull one out? I don't want to. So these I got from the Container Store. So they're drawer dividers and they clip in place. So you can slide them to the desired length, right? And then just clip them in place. So let me put that back. Oh Lord, y'all making me mess up my organization. So these just work really well for my palette drawer because I just make it the length that I need, and then I use it to divide the different spaces for the drawers. So on this side I have all my palettes from Becca. Ooh, Becca, do you remember this? Oh my god. So this was a scandalous one. So Becca and Jaclyn Hill did a collection, right? And there was an eyeshadow palette included. And there was a huge controversy about these because when these went out for PR, I actually did get this from Becca. They sent me the full collection, and this palette received such bad reviews. People are like, it's powdery, it's not pigmented, what the hell is this? And Jaclyn Hill like had a whole meltdown on Snapchat about how she can't believe that Becca did this to her. This is not the same quality that she's used to. And so it was such a big thing because Becca went to another factory to get this done in time, and apparently the quality wasn't up to par. That started the whole bad batch, blame the factory thing for all these failed products that are on the market now. So now when people get bad products that don't really work that well, instead of blaming the product and saying, oh, maybe this product sucks, they're like, oh, maybe I got a bad batch. And I'm like, nah, the product just sucks. For me, this was the same Becca eyeshadow formula. It wasn't any different, but people were going crazy, so they pulled this from the shelves. So I actually have one that other people didn't get their hands on. Yes! And then I have my other two Becca palettes. So this one is the Ombre Nudes palette. It's a nice little neutral palette, handy on the go, just simple matte look. And then this one is the Ombre Rouge. So this one had warmer tones, the other one was more on the cool tone neutral side. Then I have all my Dose of Colors palette. So this is Snow Angels. These are the 5-pan eyeshadow palettes. This is Pretty Cool, which is the cool neutral palette. This is actually pretty fun, and I do love a neutral. I need to pull this out. It's funny how no one mentioned that these palettes are the same as the Becca palettes, like the actual component. Same style pretty much. This one is Blushin' Berries, and I love that they did the color themes for these. Like this is red. Look at this red, it's so pretty. This is Sassy Siennas. This is the orangey tone one. This is Baked Browns, which is one of the first ones. Yeah, this one was one of the two original ones. And the other original was the Marvelous Mauves, which is just mauve, cool tone, pinky browns, rosy tone browns. So then I have my Viseart Theory palettes. This one is Chroma, which is number 3, which is the gunmetal, cool tone, like smoky shades. This one is Cashmere, which is a beautiful everyday neutral palette. And then this one is Minx, which is bronzy, warmer tone shades. Then I have my Tom Ford quads, and these are expensive. Listen, I didn't really get into collecting Tom Ford because these are expensive, and I like the formula, and these are fun for just like simple, sexy looks. But I don't need to collect $90 quads. Like, for what though? These are nice, but they're not $90 nice. So this guy is Nude Dip. This one is Enchanted. This one is Sahara Haze. This one is Cognac Sable. This one is Orchid Haze. And this one is Emerald Lust. Then over here I have my Shade and Light palettes from Kat Von D. I don't think these are available anymore. People loved these when they were released. This one is Sage. I didn't like these because I found that they applied very patchy, and I did a full video on these. This one is Smoke and this one is Rust. These were actually interesting. Like the concept was there, but like the execution wasn't that great. And then these are just empty Viseart palettes that I have my Cliona stained glass eyeshadows in. So these fit the stained glass collection pretty well if I want to travel with them. So I just have some of the singles in here. Then I have these from Bobbi Brown. These are single eyeshadows that I put in their palettes. So these actually pop out. So you buy the singles and then you just push up at the bottom and they pop out, and then you can pop them into their quads or their larger palettes. So these are 2 palettes that I had made on my own, and they're just beautiful neutral eyeshadows. These are great eyeshadows to work with. Bobbi Brown eyeshadows are fantastic. Then I have these from Butter London. This is Natural Charm. These little eyeshadows are nice. These 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, they're actually nice. Butter London went out of business now, right? They were on sale like crazy at Ulta, but these were actually pretty nice. This one is Pretty Proper, which is a beautiful palette as well. Butter London started with nail polish and then they branched out into makeup. I don't think they really did well. Brands that start out in a certain category and then expand into another category, like if you start out with makeup and then you go to skincare, I don't think that works out very well. But whatever. This is another Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palette. This is Night Drama. This is really nice. I need to dig some of these out. And then I have some of the Stila palettes. I had all of these and I got rid of a couple of them. So these are their Eyes Are the Window shadow palettes. So I have Spirit and Soul. So this is Soul. These are nice little eyeshadows. I actually did like this palette, and obviously that's why I kept this one. And then this one is, which one? Spirit. I don't know if they still have these, but they released other ones after this. I collected them and since got rid of them. And then back here I have some of the Tarte palettes. So this one is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2. This was one of my favorites from Tarte because these are such beautiful creamy shades. They work well and they're not overly shimmery like Frosty that you can't use them all over the lid. Then you have the Make Believe in Yourself palette. This is one of my top favorite palettes from Tarte. They have such beautiful shimmery metallic eyeshadows in this. Oh my god, love this. And then I have this Becca palette. This is the Ocean Jewels eyeshadow palette. Right? Alright, let me tell you the shade that I fell in. Where is it? Is it this one that I fell in love with? Oh my god, these 2 shades. So these 2 shades are the reason I kept this palette. I don't like, oh, so pretty. You know what? I could probably get rid of them now. But this palette, yeah, it was, even this matte is a really beautiful matte, but I never really used this palette, but they had pretty nice shades in here. Then on this side, I have some Buxom palettes that I made myself. So these are Buxom eyeshadow singles. I don't know why Buxom never took off either, because they have pretty nice shades. I made these palettes myself, so I bought the singles and just organized them however I wanted to. So I have 3 of these, and then here's another one of the Bobbi Brown palettes that have 6 of the shades in them. Again, this is a single. And then I have the Bobbi Brown University Eyes palette, or yeah, University Eyes, right? And this has a beautiful selection of shades from Bobbi Brown, and some of these are actually available in singles, but it was great to get a discount in the actual palette. This is the Jouer Essential Matte and Shimmer Eyeshadow Palette. Looks like the Bobbi Brown one, right? I tell you, these components are so similar. This is one of the better palettes that I got from Jouer. I just never fell in love with any of their other eyeshadow palettes, but I grabbed that one. Then I have these Sephora palettes from their Intense Coffee collection. It's a palette to take away, and I got this in, where did I go? I think it was in Spain. Yes, this was in Spain, and when I saw these, I was like, oh my god, I need to grab these. These weren't available in the States. And then they had the Spicy Latte, and oh, these are so fun. I'll never get rid of these because of memories. Then we have the Tartelette Toasted palette. They actually sent this one to me. The one time they sent me a package because they were like, oh, what do you want to try? I said I never tried the Toasted palette, and it's a nice palette because I did fall in love with their original Tarte palette. This Cool Tone palette was such a good palette for me. I love this all matte setup. I love these deep shades. They're so beautiful. And then I'd gotten the Tarte in Bloom, which was also a pretty nice palette, and they have a couple shimmers in here. So I really did like this palette. So I was happy to get the Toasted palette to round out the collection. And then we have another Becca and Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the highlighter palette. So this came out with the same collection, but they released this in stores and then nixed the eyeshadow palette. So this has her highlighters and then a couple of blushy shades. And then I have Old School Kat Von D back here. So we have the original Mi Vida Loca palette. So this is what the larger palette was based on. The Mi Vida Loca Remix palette, that big palette that people went crazy about. This is the original Mi Vida palette. And then I also have the Ladybird palette. Do you guys remember this? Oh my god, Kat Von D used to have fun things going on, and then stuff happened, and yeah, didn't work out too well. But I keep these for memories again. And that is this drawer. Now let's go ahead and finish up with the final drawer. Let's see if we can go through that pretty quickly, because there's some fun. Oh no, there are 2 more drawers, I forgot. Alright, crap. Alright, so large eyeshadow palettes. See how quickly we can go through these then. So in here I have my Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette. These are larger palettes because they fit in this large drawer. I have similar size palettes, so you see they're all kind of the same kind of layout. This is the After Dark palette. This is the Suva Beauty Block Party palette. This is the only palette I have from Suva Beauty. I have my 2 Lorac Unzipped palette. So you have the regular unzipped and the unzipped gold. I love these palettes. Then I have the Lorac Pro palettes. So this is the original Pro Palette 2, and Pro Palette 3. I stopped after 3 because I think they have 4, but I was like, I'm good on that. I have this Makeup Forever palette. This is called what? The palette, what? 15 eyeshadow, whatever, there's no real name. 15 Artist Eyeshadow Palette, whatever. This is such a great palette. So this had 15 of the eyeshadow shades. This is a mess. Let me see if I can clean it up. I did a quick little wipe down, but we have 15 of the older formula, so the formula before this one now. Then we have the Jean-Michel Basquiat palettes from Urban Decay. I kept the boxes because this was just a beautiful collection. Jean-Michel Basquiat is a artist, and he has really beautiful artwork, so they put it on the packaging, and I love this. These eyeshadows are actually pretty nice, so I kept these in their boxes again for memories. But these eyeshadows I actually did really like. I know there was some controversy regarding this launch because the Ruby Rose was the model. She's white, and Jean-Michel Basquiat was all about black empowerment. He was a black artist, and his artwork reflected that, and to use a white model in it was just like a slap in the face. And a lot of people gave Urban Decay flack for that. But the eyeshadow palettes, the actual formulation, the shades were really nice, and the artwork on it, stunning as well. And it had a little cutout in the back, so you could actually hang this if you wanted to. So I kept these because I just thought it was beautiful, and I never heard of this artist because I didn't grow up in America, so I wasn't exposed to like certain artists or like certain history of this country. And I've been learning more and more, and the more and more I learn, it's like, Lord Jesus, what the hell is going on in this country? Like, the civil rights movement makes me want to cry that it was literally within my parents' lifetime that black people were seen as less than. I mean, we're still going through it now, but it wasn't so long ago that there was segregation and the Jim Crow laws and there was public lynching. Like, I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me want to cry all the damn time. But I have my Naked palettes from Urban Decay over here. So you have Naked Reloaded, Naked Smoky, Naked Honey, Naked Heat, Naked Cherry, Naked 3, Naked 2, Naked, And I have a full video like ranking these as well, so I'll link that over here so you can check that out. I've done videos on the majority of these palettes. I've swatched. I've done a lot with Urban Decay Naked palettes. Then we have the Too Faced chocolate palette. So we have the original, which is chocolate bar. Hello. And I got the new one. So the original one was thicker packaging, and it had the plastic overlay with the names on it. But the new one, they made the packaging much thinner, and then they printed the names on the palette. So I just got the new one. But I love this palette. I did a full video on this. The chocolate bar palette was hitting, and then the chocolate gold palette is the other one that I absolutely love from them. This is so stunning, and oh god, this is so good. This was done for holidays, and it was such a great palette. Then we have the Sweet Peach palette. Everybody went crazy over, and now they have a whole peach collection just because of it. This was a holiday one. This is the Gingerbread palette. I didn't get the Gingerbread Spicy because what the hell was that? Then we have the Clover Collection. This was like really limited edition to celebrate the dog. The little dog, I don't know. Listen, I cannot, okay? But it was actually pretty nice. And then you have the Chocolate Bonbons palette. I actually won this in an Ipsy giveaway, and I got it before anyone else. I was one of the people that got it first, and I did a full video on it. And then this is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette that came out right after the original chocolate palette. This one didn't go over as well, so I didn't like this one that much. But I have all those chocolate palettes there. And then over here, I have my mini Urban Decay palette. So the Urban Decay Basics 2, and then we have the Naked Petite Heat. Then we have the Game of Thrones Mother of Dragons highlighter trio. Oh my god, this was cute. I actually did like the Game of Thrones collection. I didn't get to release my full video on that. It was too late by the time I got to it, so I was like, forget it. But I did a tutorial on it before I went on vacation. And this is the Pastel Goth palette from Kat Von D. I actually really like this palette, and I'm glad that they rebranded because come on, this is the Urban Decay Electric palette, the original Electric palette. Come on. Then we have the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. This is the second version. This one is the Shade and Light Glimmer Eye Contour palette. This palette is such trash. I don't even know why I still have it. I should probably get rid of it, honestly, truly, but it's so bad that I kept it to reminisce on how bad it was. Is that foolish? Yes, it is. But I kept it anyway. Then I have the original Shade and Light palette, which everybody went crazy over. This is an all matte palette. This is when people were interested in all matte palettes. This one was one of her great palettes in her collection. I have this Makeup Forever palette. I don't know what this is. This is the Lustrous Eyeshadow palette. So yeah, we have the Smoked palette from Urban Decay. This was so cute because it has a little zipper, and I love these shades. These were so nice. Then we have the Moon Dust palette. Yes, love this, as well as their single Moon Dust shades. Then we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. So we have the Sweets. This one is the Sun Dipped palette. They discontinued these, right? And people were mad. Here's the thing about ABH. Like, they get rid of the things that people love, like the good things, but then keep coming out with crap. This one is the That Glow palette. These are really good. And then this one here is the Gleam palette. These were nice. What happened? I know they released the collaboration glow kit that they had with someone. I forget her name. I don't follow her, so I don't really know her like that. But they, to me, just missed the mark with that because it's like, alright, you released that one, but what about the ones that were really, really good? But I still have those. Oh lord, what is this? Go back in. Go back in! Alright, so now we're down to the last drawer. We can move through this pretty quickly. This kind of has really large palettes in here that don't really fit well anywhere else. And then some backup palettes that I don't really use that much. That's why they're in the last drawer. So over here I have my MAC blushes. So I did a full swatch video of these blushes. So these are all of them in empty magnetic palettes. Well, they're not empty obviously, but in magnetic palettes. Then I have my Urban Decay Elements palette. I love these collectible ones from Urban Decay, so I keep them. This is really pretty, and this was actually pretty nice, but I just don't like the packaging. This is the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. This was for the Alice in Wonderland collection, and they did such fun palettes back then, and people are like, oh, it's bulky, but this was like what they did back in the day, right? So it made sense to have this kind of packaging. And then it's a pull-out drawer with the eyeshadows, right? This is black and white, so it looks 3D, but it's just black and white. And that was really fun. I thought these palettes were so fun, so I kept these two palettes for memories. And then I have my Vice palette. This is, I don't even know which Vice this is, but it's the only Vice palette that I kept, because the Vice palettes, I don't know, I wasn't in love with them, so I just kept this one because it had the shattered design that looks really cool. I also have this palette. I don't even know which palette this is, but this one had the two-sided thing with the neutrals on one side, the colorful ones on one side, and then the mirror in the middle. People are like, what the hell is this? So yeah, I still kept it anyway because it was fun. I have the Jaclyn Hill the Vault collection. What the hell was this? I still keep it though, because it's like, you need to have memories of this. What a joke this was. But these weren't actually like terrible color stories. Like, these were pretty. They just, Morphe don't know to do something properly. I don't know. Jaclyn Hill just poisons everything she touches. I don't know how that girl does it. Then we have the Game of Thrones palette. This is what I was saying. I really did like this. And I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Yeah, I know it ended all screwy, but like, this little design was fun. It's what Urban Decay does. Like, they do big bulky packaging. And I actually did like this. I think it was a good little collection, and I like the design of it. So, you know, I kept it. Then we have this Urban Decay palette. This is the Spectrum palette. I love this. This came out for holiday one year, and I fell in love with it. I recommended it. This formulation was just so good. So of course I'm gonna keep my baby. So let's pack this up. Oh my god. Then I have some sleek palettes that are still in their boxes. I have the Ultra Mattes 1 and 2, so it's the brights, the darks, and I have the Acid palette. Let me show you what these look like. I only kept, oh, this is still in, yeah. So I only kept these because they were like signature Sleek Cosmetics palettes. I think Sleek is now available in Ulta, but they don't have, do they still have these palettes available? I don't know, but I'm gonna, I wanna play with this a little bit. This was before we had neons truly available. In fact, this wouldn't even get shipped to the US because of the restrictions. This is from Kat Von D. It's the Serpentina palette. This was a complete flop, okay? I kept this palette because of the name. My name is right there. So, that's why I kept it. But what a flop. What a piece of flop. Some of the shades were okay, but this like wasn't the best. Here we have one that I love though. This is the Metal Matte palette. I raved about this palette so much because it was so good. This was so good, but it's so huge. But yo, this was a good palette, and I like the layout of this a lot better than the Mi Vida Loca palette, because this I can actually store versus the big old one that is whatever. The point is, I really love this palette, and I love the colors. These are all mattes, and then up there you have the shimmers, the coordinating shimmers. I love this palette. Then we have my Lorac Pro palettes. This is the Mega 3 palette. So these are the Mega Pros. This is Mega Pro 2. Lord Jesus. Yep, with the little blue. This is the original Mega palette that was re-released because people are like, what the hell? It was such a crazy release for that one. And then this is Mega 4. So these are just huge in the way, so I put them over here. And then behind that I have another one of my Urban Decay palettes. This one is, I have no idea which one this is because there's no name on it, but yeah. This one is kind of like the Spectrum palette in the design. And then I have Mehron palettes back here, which are just their face paint palettes. So these are water activated. Are they water activated or alcohol activated? Yeah, these are water activated. So this is for face painting. So you can wet these and then paint on your face. I got these for Halloween in case I wanted to do face painting. And then the last thing is my brow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is one of the packages that I received from Anastasia Beverly Hills back when they sent me PR. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Anastasia Beverly Hills, I was actually on their PR for like just a couple releases. So I got like the dip brow, I got the concealers, and I got the brow palette, and I think I got all the brow powders, some brow pencils. I got a lot of the brow products. Like when they were originally releasing those brow products, I got the clear brow gel. I got all those things, but I never got any of the palettes. They probably didn't like me because I didn't really push their products too much. But that is the end of this side of the collection. And it was a whole damn lot. Alright guys, so hopefully you made it through that part of my makeup collection. It was fun to go through some of those and rediscover items that I completely forgot about. When I tell you I forgot that I had some palettes, I completely did. And it was fun to like rediscover them. And what I'm gonna do is link the other videos down below so you can check it out, as well as the playlist so you can follow along with all the other parts of the collection. For these final videos, they're gonna be a little bit longer because there's a lot to go through and I don't want to necessarily just skim through them. I want to go in detail because I want to go through my collection too with you guys. So if you're interested in seeing the other parts, make sure you are subscribed and you hit the notifications bell. I'll also go ahead and leave links to the different pieces that I use for organization. So like the white drawer systems that I have below, and then the acrylic drawer system that I use on the top. I will leave links down below. I'll also leave links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat where you can follow me along. And until the next video in this series, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Stay safe, guys. Bye.